Joining us now from Jerusalem is the Israeli government spokesman, Mark Regev. Mark Regev, this looks a bit like Israel on the back foot, doesn't it?
I don't understand. What does on the back foot mean, sir?
Big sign of weakness, having to give over 1,000 prisoners in order to get one of yours out.
I think in Israel we see it differently. I think the fact that every Israeli soldier and the family of every Israeli soldier knows that the government will do whatever it can do to get them out if they are taken hostage by the enemy. I think that's a sign of strength. I think it's a sign of the solidarity that we have in our society, of the value that we put on the service of each and every one of our servicemen.
Well, you'd have thought that the most sophisticated army on earth, as you regard yourselves, might have been able to find him in the last 5 years.
Unfortunately, that proved impossible. If we would have had a foreseeable, workable military option, we probably would have used it. But it was impossible, and this was the only way to get him out, and we didn't want to see him lost.
You've got 4,000 more Palestinian prisoners to go. When are you going to hand them over?
Well, doing what we did today was not easy. I heard my Prime Minister say that this is the most difficult decision he's taken in his term of office, in this term of office, because we released hardcore killers to Hamas. And for every killer, there's someone who's been killed, obviously, and there are families in Israel who are hurting today. Obviously, we're all happy with the Shalit family. But as your own reporter said, there are hundreds of families in Israel who've lost loved ones, and people who should be staying in jail were let loose. People who should have spent a lot of time in jail are now free, and that's something that I think we feel pain for.
Surely the most difficult decision your Prime Minister has had to make is to reject the world's utter desire for you to have a peace process.
On the contrary, sir, Israel is eager to see the peace process move forward, and we've accepted the latest proposals from the Europeans and the Americans from the Middle East Quartet for the immediate resumption of peace talks without any preconditions. It's the Palestinians who, unfortunately, up until now, I hope they change their opinion, have said no to those talks. We've got a Quartet delegation in Israel next week. We hope we can see the resumption of talks. We're ready. I hope President Abbas will be ready too.
Well, with respect, when Barack Obama said a freeze on all illegal settlements in the West Bank, you rejected it.
On the contrary, again, sir, this government did a 10-month settlement freeze, which no Israeli government has done in the past.
And
I think the Americans themselves...
Now you're busy demolishing East Jerusalem.
Once again, the Americans called our settlement freeze unprecedented. It had not been done by a previous Israeli government. As to demolishing Jerusalem, nothing could be further from the truth.
Well, how many settlements are you putting into East Jerusalem right as we speak?
As far as I know, none.
Not one single new settlement house is being built or flat in Arab East Jerusalem?
Oh, what the policy is, and I think you know it well, is that in the Jewish neighborhoods of Jerusalem, the Jews build, and in the Arab neighborhoods of Jerusalem, the Arabs build, and live and let live.
So when will we see a peace process underway? What can Mr. Shalit look forward to as the reward for what he has suffered?
Well, first of all, we all hope that his period of recuperation goes as quickly as possible. His father spoke tonight and he talked about him having some medical issues that he has to deal with. The poor fellow hasn't seen sunlight for 5 years. He really was literally in a dungeon under the ground. Obviously, the Israeli state, the Israeli army will be supporting fully that process of healing. As to the future, we want to see peace. And I say now to the Palestinians, I hope they're watching. The Quartet wants an immediate resumption of peace talks without preconditions. That's what Europe has said. That's what America says. We're ready. If you're ready, we can start immediately. Let's start tomorrow.
Mark Regev, thank you very much for joining us.